see there. All right. So I want everybody just to get in a comfortable position. You can stand up, you can lie down, you can sit down. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you're comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes, okay? And I just want you to start deep breathing, okay? As we're breathing, right, we're filling up the air from the ground up. So if I'm sitting, it's from my pelvic floor up. If I'm standing, it's from the actual ground up, okay? And we're just gathering that deep breath, filling up the lungs. And as we breathe out, we're breathing out from the top down. And as we do this, we're always checking in first with our emotion or our thought life, okay? I want you guys to be very keen to what's going on inside of your mind, inside of your mental state of being, your physical or your emotional or even your spiritual state of being. And just make a few notes here. Okay, this is what we call somatic work, where we go in and we look from a psychological perspective. It's called inner child work or inner healing. Okay, it's very important to address your emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Okay, so that's one thing we're always going to do. So just check in, notice if there's anything popping up, any painful memories, any negative thoughts, any negative emotions. And just make a note of it. And as we deal with that, we're going to just go and try to identify where we can first remember that emotion cropping up in our life or that memory cropping up in our life. And we're just going to go back to that moment and revisit it as our current self. I want you to just picture yourself in that reality, in that part of your life, your younger self. And I want you just to let them know it's going to be okay, that you're there for them, that you're sorry if you've neglected that part of yourself, there's been any rejection of your subconscious or that part of yourself. Just apologize. And then I want you to picture, for me, I picture Jesus. I'm a Christian. If you're not, then picture just unconditional love. Picture maybe a mentor coming in. And I just want you to picture yourself giving away any negative emotion, any negative energy, any painful memory to this mentor, or to, if you're a Christian, to Jesus, or to love, to anything that you can picture that will partner with you in this scene or in this memory. And as we're doing this, I just want you to ask forgiveness for this part of yourself that maybe you disconnected with, maybe you just kind of abandoned or you put in the back burner, and it's just been there. Okay, we want to close out this loop that's been playing in the background. Okay. Bring it back into the conscious state of being. So I want you now to imagine that mentor, or, for me, or a Christian, Jesus, or for whatever religion you are, unconditional love, and your younger self coming back into your heart. And just reconciliation, kind of a binding of the past with the present state of being. And then I want you just to even check in with your body. Notice any points of tightness, any weakness, anything that you feel is out of place. I just want you to take your breath work into that. And don't try to do anything with it, just breathe and notice it. Notice how you're carrying your weight. And I want you to really start to scan your joints. Start to really get acquainted. We're going to start at the feet. Start to notice if you're standing, where you carry your weight at. Is it on the inside, the outside of the foot, the front of the back? Go up into your knees. Start to notice those points of contact. Then we're going to go into our hips, the front of the hips, the side of the hips, and the back of the hips. Just notice, where's the weight? What do you feel? Then the low back and stomach region, hip flexors, start to breathe and notice what's going on in there. We're just taking inventory. If you need to, this would be a good time for you to even make notes of how you felt coming into class with your emotions, with tightness. What were the pressing issues? Let's move up into the chest and the upper back. Just work on that breathing, get just aware of these regions, okay? We want to be present in our movement practice. We're going into our shoulders, our neck, our elbows, our wrists, and even our fingers. Just try to get present, try to take just a mental note of what's going on in your joints. And I'm going to give everybody just one area that they want to focus on today. We're just going to go around in a circle. So why don't we start with Chad? How you feeling, man? You got any tightness, anything you want to focus on today in particular? Ankles. Your ankles? Okay. So we got ankles. Anybody else want to go?
Right mouse hand.
Right mouse hand again. So we got ankles, right mouse hand.
Neck and upper shoulders.
So we got neck, upper shoulder, ankle, right mouse hand.
Lower back.
Low back. So low back, right mouse hand, ankles, neck.
I remember neck.
Okay, so we got some more necks. Anybody else?
No, knees.
And these. Maggie, what's up?
Elbows.
Maggie's got her elbows. All right, and JD, what do you got, man?
Shoulder.
JD's shoulder. You say your shoulder?
Shoulder and what do you call it? Scapula.
And your scapula. Okay, cool. Right or left?
Left.
Left side. All right. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and start at the ground up then. Since we got some ankles in here today, we'll just do a full foot release, and I'll just keep track of the time here. All right. So let's just start at the foot. So let me know if you guys can see me on here. Let's click on this. All right. So I'm going to start at the foot. We're just going to tap outside of the foot and side of the foot right here. And just start to work that mobility. See how far we can turn and tap and press, and start to increase the press as we tap. Okay, just to kind of mobilize those joints. So any of you people that know a little bit about anatomy, you've got water that flows through your bones. Okay, whenever pressure is pushed on them, that water circulates. Okay, let your body know that there's movement at work, and that's how you get, bone loading, bone density. You also get calcium. Let's go switch feet. So you also get calcium buildup in your joints sometimes whenever you're not taking them in and out of their proper lower ranges of motion, okay? So that's how we get stiffness and buildup in those joints, okay? So it's good to have a practice where you're taking your joints through mobility every day, full range of motion. Let's go ahead and put that foot, lift the toe up and press out. Now, if you're on camera, let me know if there's any time you can't see or hear me, just because I'm recording this for you guys and I want you guys to be able to see everything. Okay, so we're slowly.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can see what you're doing there.
Okay, so right here on my feet, I'm pressing and I'm lifting up my kneecap, pressing on the outside edge of this foot, okay? And that's strengthening the lateral stability of the ankle, okay? So just lifting my toe up, pressing on the outside edge of the foot. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Other side, just outside lateral edge. We're pulling up this kneecap, okay? This is developing lateral stability in that ankle. It prevents rolling of the ankle, prevents whenever you step on a rock or something, you don't want to get that messed up. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is gonna drop to a knee, okay? We're gonna lift our heel up and we're just gonna kind of swivel back and forth right here. And this is just flossing out the talus bone, okay? And we're just kind of pushing that to its end range of motion. And work on breathing here. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. Other side, lift that heel up, side to side rotation. Let's get about 5 reps here. And you're just stabilizing the knee with your hands. So that way it's the motion's coming from the ankle and the heel, not the knee. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is foot mobilization. Sorry, we're gonna stay down in that position. We're gonna load the back foot right here, okay? And we're just going to put some pressure on it, and we're going to roll, okay, on the top of those bones, side to side, okay? We're trying to get pressure on these top bones right here, okay, and mobilize that foot and ankle. Okay. So this is intense. If it's too intense for you, you can always grab a chair whenever you're at home and sit in it and put your foot behind you and just kind of work on it without so much pressure. All right. So other side, lift up. You're going to just roll side to side from that top side of the big toe all the way to the pinky toe, and you're just trying to basically mobilize and put some pressure on the top of the foot all the way across the bones from the pinky toe side to the big toe side. Not too much to where you feel burning in your ankle, but enough to where you feel a stretch, okay? Next thing we're gonna do, stand up, spread our toes apart, push them down, grip the ground, squeeze, almost like you're clawing the ground, engaging with the arch, and then back up. So right here, just deep breath. Okay, so get about 5 reps there. Then we're gonna go toe mobility, okay? So we're gonna put one toe back, or sorry, 1 foot back. We're just gonna roll and press those toes into the ground and then back over, okay? So nice ease into it. Really feel and go up and over. And you can kind of even work from the pinky toe to the big toe, right there. Good job, everybody. connecting here. Okay, let's switch sides, other side, same thing. Deep breathing. All right, now we're gonna go up to the knees, okay? So right here, going to stand on one leg. If you need to, you can grab a dowel rod. We got some over here, a chair, or if you got good balance, you don't need it. But we're just going to kick. So extension and flexion of this knee. Okay, guys, remember the rules of pain. So we never push to a range of motion where it causes more than a 3 on a scale of 1 being slightly uncomfortable, 10 being excruciating pain. Okay, so walk it out a little bit. Other side, same thing, forward and back. Work on breathing. Okay, walk it out. Let's switch legs. Take that foot out and kick. 1, 2, 3. So we're just working different angles of the knee. 4, 5. Other side. Walk it out. Switch legs and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk it out. Okay. If you're losing your balance, that's all right. We're working balance too. So turn your foot in and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Walk it out. Other side and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Walk it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to put those together. So we're going to turn our leg out, kick, turn it in, bring it back, out and kick, in, back, out, kick, in, back, out, kick, in, back, out, kick, in, back, walk it out. Okay, now let's go the other direction, same leg, turn it in, kick, out, back, in, kick, out, back, in, kick, out, back, walk it out, guys. So we're just kind of flushing that knee out and all the ranges of motion. Okay, turn that other foot, kick it out, turn it in, bring it back, out, kick, in, back, out, kick, in, back, out, kick, in, back, walk it out, guys. Last one, lift up, turn in, kick out, turn out, bring it in. So really feel that foot, that knee internally and externally rotate. Work on breathing. All right, so let's move up the chain a little bit. We're gonna move into the low back region. So right here, hands on my hip. We're just gonna floss side to side. Just feel my hips push all the way through, stretch, and then the other side. So work on breathing and connecting. Okay, let's go forward, opening up that hip joint, and then back, closing it. So from the side here, open, close, open, close, open, close. All right. So one of the best things that we can work on the low back is working on hip hinge and pelvic tilts, okay? So we're gonna go pelvic tilts right here. We're gonna squeeze our glutes, push our low back. So you're scooping your hips under, and then you're arching, pulling through your hip flexors, relaxing your low back into an arch. You're gonna breathe in and out. So in as I open and squeeze my hips forward, out as I squeeze my glutes and round my lower back. So right here. So this is hip hinge, this is yaw right here. So this is the pitch of the hip. And we're working.
When your hips are out, should your lower back be tight?
Like whenever my hips are like this or like this.
It's
Arched.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're extending through the low back. Okay. So right here, and then you're rounding. And that relaxes the low back. So. All right. So next thing we're gonna do is put our hands on our chest. Okay. So just like that. That looks good, JD. Here. Look at everybody. There we go. I can see everybody now. So we got it right here. So arms up. Let's go side to side rotation. Leading with the chest. Okay, now we're gonna work that low back strengthening. So I want to take a deep breath into my core, brace my diaphragm. Keep it tight, and then we're gonna keep our chest up, hinge at the hips. So remember that hinge. You're gonna arch the low back, and then you're gonna push your hips back. Then you're gonna round the low back, squeeze through your glutes, and drop down, stretch that through that upper back even. And lift your chest back up, arch your back, pull up through the hip flexors, breathe in. Let's go sideways, sideways, down. Full breath out, flex through, lift your chest, core tight, deep breath in, drive up through the glutes and the hip flexors. Sideways, sideways. Okay, now let's add the sideways rotation at the bottom. So keep your core super tight. You're not going to go into flexion, so your back's not going to round on this one. Going to drop down, rotate, drive up, back, down, rotate, drive up. So whenever I rotate, I'm not making a circle here. I'm not swinging my center of gravity out. I'm just staying in this plane, driving up, building off that opposite hip flexor. So come down and drive and up. Good job, guys. Let me see you guys do that. Looking great, people. Feel it with that outside hip flexor. So really feel that hip ignite as you lift up, okay? You're trying to activate that hip and relax the low back. All right, so let's move into a little bit of neck work here. Okay, so hands on my hips. We're going head translation forward. So we're just gonna slide our head forward and back. Okay, so we're going to try to work every motion of the neck here. But this is an often neglected motion, so that's why I'm focusing on this one first. Good job. Look at you guys do this. So slide forward and back. There you go, Maggie. Yeah, Maggie's got to get in position. All right, there we go. All right, so guys, make sure our upper body's not moving. Okay, let's go side to side at just the neck. So this one's the tricky one. You want to keep your head level on top. You don't want to be tilting like this. Okay, so side, side glides. Look at everybody here. Those are looking a lot better this week. So some people are leading with their chin like that. I don't want to see that. I want you to face the mirror, the camera, or face me and glide side to side, okay? Good job. Keep it up. All right, let's put it all together and make a circle here. So head forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side. Make a full circle. Try to put them all together. I know some of these movements are difficult. It's okay if you don't get them all right at the first. We're building that strength and that mobility, okay? Sometimes there's a lot of blockage in those joints. So you have to work through it to the point where you go ahead and switch directions. So some people still leading with their chin, okay? Try to make sure your head is vertical.
What are you leading? I find myself keep wanting to lead with my chin. So what is something else I could?
So it's
focus
okay
on
if
to
it's a
lead
small
with?
motion, but you see how my cheekbones are staying level? Whenever I lead with my chin.
Oh, okay, so maybe try leading with my
Right.
cheekbones.
Yeah, maybe try leading with your cheekbone. That's the best.
Or your
Good.
nose.
Yeah, lead with your nose, guys. Nose goes. Yeah, keep your head in a square, in a box. All right, so let's go ahead and turn, face one wall. And you're gonna do the same thing, forward and back. And you're just kind of jutting out and jutting back. So keep it up. Really feel that range of motion, guys. Go slow and smooth here. Okay, let's go side to side now. Lead with the cheekbones. Make sure you're maintaining your breathing cycle, guys, throughout the whole thing that we established at the beginning of class. We're just going to keep that going. Okay, let's go, full circles. That's good though. So somebody said there's a lot of snapping and cracking going on. Okay, that's good. We want to decrackle the crackle, right? So we're loading those joints with covering them with synovial fluid. We're breaking up some of that calcium in there. That's okay, guys. Go ahead and switch did we switch directions? Let's switch directions. Yeah, let's switch directions.
So when we do the side one, Cameron, are we making a circle or a square?
It's a circle. Yeah, you're always making a circle, even though like a lot of times I'm showing you like, hey, to the side, not to the front. But I want you to make a circle and try to make it a smooth movement. Okay, so somebody asked, are we making a circle or a square?
So
I'm
is
telling
this,
you forward, side, back, side, but I want you to try to smooth out that movement, okay?
so
And
is,
make it connect dots with the circle.
so is the circle like a disc that's horizontal? Like I'm going around the perimeter of a circle that's going this way, right? Not like this way.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So if you're in a bird's eye view,
Okay.
your head is gonna make a circle.
okay.
Okay, that's a good question. All right, guys, let's turn and face the other side. Same thing, forward and back. Work on breathing. Okay, side to side. Okay, full circle. Okay, let me look at everybody. It's okay if the movement's small, guys. I'd rather the movement be small than a lot of, throwing it out of position. Try not to use so much upper body. Some people throwing their upper bodies, try to make it mainly in the neck. Good. Okay, switch directions. Really just connect. You can close your eyes here and just connect with the movement. Work on breathing. All right, let's go into those shoulders. All right. It's right here. Shoulders out. Okay, I'm gonna go side to side, reaching. So I'm pushing my arm, my shoulder out of its range of motion and pulling the other one in, and then I'm switching. We're feeling the contrast in our shoulders. Try to make the movement in the shoulders, not the upper body. All right, let's go up and down. So my shoulders, one shoulder elevates, the other depresses, and then I switch. Okay, let's make that into a circle. And like I said, a lot of times these are experimental movements. It's okay, it's hard to get all the concepts right away. As we go through the program, this flow will start to happen, okay? Straight from the back side. One goes up, one goes down, one goes out, the other goes in, and then we switch. My arms are straight here, okay? Let's shake it out a little bit. Okay, next thing we're gonna work is rotation of the shoulder blades, okay? So one shoulder lifts up and over as if I'm trying to tuck it into this pocket. The other one comes down and under, and we switch. So you're reaching actively from one hand to the other. Okay, so you're feeling those arms pull apart. I'm really pushing through, and I'm feeling that shoulder blade glide. So it's not just a hand turn, it's actually, I'm looking at these shoulder blades moving. I'm feeling them move. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Okay, let's go. Arms out, bring them to my chest, punch my fist out, pull my elbows in, and we're gonna make a full circle with the elbows and the shoulder blades. So I'm feeling a stretch. I'm keeping these elbows in position so I can really stretch through them. And I'm also feeling a stretch in my shoulder blades as I do this. Because I'm pushing my elbows in and driving those hands out of that top position. That's going to get a nice activation of the shoulder scapula. And also work that elbow. Okay. Okay, other direction, same thing. And down, right here. Work on breathing. Just connect. So whenever I'm at the top, my hands are in, or my hands are out, my elbows are in. I come to my chest, punch out, turn, curl, chest, out, okay? Shake it out a little bit. All right, let's go fingers. So spread your hands apart. Try to almost crush like a volleyball right here. You're creating energy, you're creating tension in the hands, okay? To the point where they're almost vibrating from how tense they're getting right there, okay? Now we're gonna work pinkies. Work on breathing. Let's go, ring fingers. Let's go, middle finger. Circles. Try to keep that tension in the palm. Other direction. Let's go, pointer fingers. Don't hold your breath, guys. Keep breathing. Notice I'm keeping my finger long, trying to go through that full range of motion. I'm going pretty slow here. I'm not just throwing my fingers through a loop. I'm actually really being intentional with this, okay? Let's go thumbs. Other direction. All right, let's go ahead and squeeze those fingers, roll them down, and then spread them open and apart. So squeeze and roll, spread open and apart. 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go thumb down towards the middle, squeeze it and open it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's flip it. So now keep your fingers spread apart, try to clamp them together, and then try to grip them as you roll them up. Try to almost like you're like a grip squeezer all the way up as you roll. So you should start to feel that in your forearms, guys. So this is great work for you people that work a lot on the computer, okay, or artists, doing any kind of hand work, okay. Same thing with the thumb. Keep it long to the middle and then squeeze and roll it out. All right, so now we're going to go through a couple of the exercises, some new things for movement class 2 on your app. So we'll start in a lying position, guys. Lie down. Okay, your ribs are going to be pulled down. Okay, you're going to arch your back off the ground. Imagine that there's a hole going through your hips, and you're lifting your hips up and over that hole. Okay, but you don't lift these ribs, so those ribs stay stable. Breathe in. Okay, we got a 5-second hold in each direction. We're building strength in our hand range of motion in our lumbar spine. Okay. But remember the rules of pain. So if you're arching and you feel pain in your lumbar, we're not pushing that past the 3. So let pain be your guide. Okay. So now you're going to squeeze your glutes, push your low back into the ground, and relax your hips. Okay. So this is balancing your hip flexors with your glutes. It's also working that lower abdominal wall with your low back muscles, okay? So it's trying to pair all those regions in your intrinsic kinetic chain. Okay, let's go ahead and arch up and through. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at some people's form here. Just make sure that everybody's doing it well. So guys, put your hands on your ribs so that way you feel them and make sure they're not moving, okay? So pull your ribs down. We don't want them to flare. Okay, arching, hold it for 5 seconds, and then rounding, hold for 5 seconds. Okay, make sure we're not lifting our butts off the ground. So some people are lifting their butts off the ground, your butt should stay on the ground. It's movement of your back, low back, not your butt. So whenever I squeeze my glutes, I shouldn't lift my hips off the ground to push my low back down. So if you have to make the movement smaller, make it smaller, okay? It's a very small motion of the pelvis with a hold in the end range, okay? So we're finding our end, and then we are holding it. Okay, arms to hold up. We'll breathe in, 2, 1, round through. Good job. Squeeze, keep that right down a little bit more. There you go, right there. Good job. Looking good, CJ. That's looking good. Everything's in the right position. Maybe I'm gonna spread your feet a little bit better. There you go. Just do a little bit. All right. So that is pelvic tilt with a 5-second hold over class 2. Now you're gonna put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Let's start our breathing. So take a deep breath in. I'm looking to see if your hands rise together or if one rises and the other one then follows. I want them to rise together. We're gonna hold 3, 2, 1, and then make sure they fall together, okay? We're working a lot in the intrinsic core, the intrinsic kinetic chain in the first cycle, okay? A lot of breath work, diaphragm work, and pelvic floor work. We're also gonna work a lot on the transverse abdominis, low back, and hip flexors and glutes, okay? So deep breath in, hold it at the top, make sure your hands, some people are still not sequencing, okay? We want to train the full diaphragm, so we're working the chest and the stomach. I wanna see them go together. And then when they go out, they go down together, okay? We're gonna train that whole diaphragm. Hold it at the top for 3 seconds. Don't just breathe in and out. So this one has a 3-second hold on it. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, let's go ahead and sit up. We're gonna work on those shoulder blades, okay? I want to get great movement of the shoulder blade. So right here, we're going to reach out. Okay, we're gonna start with our left arm. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna bring my arm out 15 degrees forward. That gives me better access into that shoulder blade. Okay, we're gonna scoop it under. The motion comes from the shoulder. Okay, that shoulder blade pushes through my armpit and connects to my ribs. Then we're gonna bring our arm forward here. I'm sitting up tall to my head's reaching up. My back is in the arch position, so I don't let it go into rounded, okay? Then we're gonna bring our shoulder blade back to our spine right here. So it comes back. And then I push back out. I feel that motion in the shoulder blade. That's the guiding force. So keys here, we're not coming into full retraction, okay? We're just coming to neutral and then back to protraction of the blade, okay? So I'm gonna feel that blade gliding the movement. Okay, so very slow. And guys, on all of these, whenever you're doing them at home, feel free to take a video of it and post it, keep going if you can, okay? Feel free to take a video of it and post it in the group, and we can tag 2 people, okay? And we'll start to analyze and work and look at people, how they move. Let's go ahead and switch arms, okay? So arm out, scoop it under, bring it forward, come back. I want to feel a burn in that mid upper back, okay? So look at y'all's form. Also another thing, guys, don't let your shoulder pop up, okay? So we're keeping it depressed on this motion, okay? Some people are coming up like this. I don't want to see that. I want to see good motion of the shoulder, okay? So reaching it, there you go. Keep that palm turned. So some people are turned like this. Keep it turned like this. Slide it forward and back. Okay. All right, scapular depressions. Okay, we're gonna work the pushing element of the shoulder blade. So we're gonna push, arm forward slightly, scoop under. My arm comes out to 45 degrees, so I'm not all the way out to the side here. I'm not all the way behind. I'm right out 45 degrees, sitting up tall. I'm going to press down, feel my shoulder blade connect through my armpit to my ribs. I'm going to push this sternum to the ceiling. I'm going to feel that shoulder engage, okay? Or put a little bit of pressure on it, okay? Connection from the shoulder, elbow to the hand. Then relax. Okay, so all the way up and hold. Okay, got a 5-second hold at the top. I really want to see that shoulder blade engage. And then back down. So relax. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, reset, back up. So you feel that shoulder blade drive the movement. So I'm gonna look at everybody, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down and up, 2, 3. So make sure you got a flat palm. Some people are pushing with their fingertips. I want a flat palm here. Good. Make sure your arm's out 45 degrees. Don't keep it in tight. Put it out a little bit. So CJ, put your arm out just a little bit more. There you go. Good job. Carrie, you can actually bring your arm in just a little bit. Right there. How's that feel?
Yeah.
Okay. So right there, Susan, bring your arm back just a hair. Right there. Okay. Now push up and open.
I have a question, Cameron.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Like when I'm pressing down, does it feel a little bit like my shoulder blade is scooping and rotating under?
Yes, that is what I want.
Okay, okay.
So the shoulder blade, you feel that shoulder blade press and scoop underneath. Almost, it should feel almost like a nice release in there. Like you should feel movement, and that feels good, okay? Good job, Chad. So really collapse out and then press down and through. Lift that chest up. Guys, some of you guys are pushing your head down too, forward like this. That's kind of crunching all that. I want the head in line with the spine. So I don't want to see your head like this as you're pushing. Keep that head in good position. Press up. All right. So next thing we got front rocking for spine. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, you gotta do the other arm, guys. Sorry about that. I jumped ahead. Okay. All right. So scoop under, take it down. 45 degrees. Get that head in a good position. Drive up and hold. And honestly, I kind of like to rotate this elbow a little bit more forward to get that full activation of the shoulder blade. That kind of helps me. Okay, that also kind of gets that good connection between the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. And then I just kind of collapse out of that. So hold it at the top. Look at everybody's form here. Good job. Emily, move your arm just a little bit. Yeah, and then your hands just a little bit. So try to play with it and see as you come. So sit tall, scoop under. Okay, press and lift right here through the chest. Feel that? I do. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So lift through, my show you. Okay, so lift through here and push it there. Feel that? That's what I'm looking for. All right, guys. So let's start through your chest. Push down. Feel that shoulder. Right there. Okay, feel that. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Scoop under, right? That's what just fill it out. Yeah, that's all. Okay. All right. Can I show you real quick? Just one minute. So left through here and push it under, and fill out. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So push through, guys. Hold it at the top 5 seconds. Okay. We look at y'all's form here. JD, pull your arm out just a little bit more to the side. Closer to you though. And then come forward just a little bit with your hand. Okay. Now push that chest up to the ceiling and drive that shoulder blade under. Okay. Maggie, let me see your form real quick. Okay. Scoop it out. Push down, up, hands out a little bit too far. Come forward, come towards your hand. There you go. Now spread your fingers a little bit wider. Make sure your hand is completely like all of it's on the ground and like not just like part of your palm. Okay. So right there. Now get your head pulled back in just a little bit. Okay. Now push that sternum up and scoop underneath. There you go. How's that feel? Good. Give me a thumbs up. All right, perfect. All right, hold it at the top, 5 seconds. All right, so that's gonna be what you're working on with those shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna do a lot of shoulder and diaphragm work. Okay, we're working this whole unit mainly, the first couple phases. All right, now we're gonna go into the practicality of these movements, okay? So we go into front rocking. We're gonna work this core, okay? So I'm just gonna demo the movement. Don't do this yet, just watch. Front rocking, I use my arms, I come up. So full extension, that low back arches. I rotate, then I round, squeeze through the glutes, knees stay level, so they stay the same distance. I don't come back and then lift my knees up. But we're gonna build some core strength for you guys that have back issues and stuff. So first level is just coming down. So go ahead and do this with me. Coming down, trying to go as low as you can before you feel your feet want to come off the ground, okay? So we're just gonna work that distance. And that can be something you play with there, okay, for one of those rounds of front rocking for the spine. Okay, next level is working the bottom position. So we're gonna go back to our back, hands out. We're gonna work this lower abdominal. We're just gonna push up and through. So give me a couple reps here. I'm bringing these knees into my chest. I'm driving my pelvis up and off the ground. Okay. And notice how I'm not just throwing my legs down, I'm lowering control. Okay, so that's the bottom part of the rock. And then we're going to work the middle part. So right here, arms out, shoulders scoop under, hollow tuck position. Okay, just coming in and out of that hollow tuck position, trying to bring my chest and knees into a ball. Okay. Okay, and then when we put those all together, arms up, throw them, come up, okay, we try to keep, and we try to come into full extension of the spine, and then round and rock, okay? So you can play with any of those phases, so if you feel like your core wants to come apart like this, and open it through your knees, then we're gonna work that top part right here. Okay, if you have a hard time keeping it, then we're going to work this part, okay? And then last part is just working the bottom part of the rock, where you come back and absorb. That requires the low abdominals, okay? So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that, okay? Next thing we got is balance level 2, Chinese noodle. Okay, so this one, we're going to be in the standing position. Okay, you're going to be working on throwing your balance off. Okay, so I know as a trainer that doesn't sound right, but we're going to be trying to lose our balance and then bring it back up. So your arms, your legs, this is an experimental movement. Okay, we're trying to find our edge, okay, and you're just playing with it. You're trying to throw yourself out of balance and then regain your balance, okay? So again, guys, working that full motion of the body, trying to hit every corner. I try to think if I'm in a bubble, okay, I'm trying to reach and paint every single part of that bubble with my legs. And then you're just trying to come back and almost like fall out and into balance, okay? It's okay if you fall or step or whatever. Just make sure you got a wall if you're worried about falling down and hurting yourself. Okay, other side, let's go. So just be loose with it like a noodle, okay? So you're limp, you're loose, and you're just kind of falling out into balance, okay? Be careful with your points of pain though, guys. So don't push yourself to the point where you're gonna get pain or injury in your joints. Just nice, smooth motion. It can be a very, like you can keep your arms and limbs really close if you don't want too much of a challenge. The further you go out, the harder it's gonna be to maintain.
Or overcooked spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, overcooked spaghetti. Some of us are overcooked spaghetti noodles. All right. So next thing we're gonna work is rocking. Okay, so this is the extension of the spine and core work. So we go onto our hands and knees. Okay, different levels here. We're gonna start off with a quarter press. You're just gonna bend your elbows, drop down, and then go down quarter of the way, come back up, arch your low back, keep it arched and press down. And the child's pose, but I don't want to see that low back goes around. So you gotta keep the pelvis in the anterior tilt. Come back up, quarter, back down, okay? As you get better at these, you can go down halfway and back. So I breathe in as I come down, breathe out as I pull over and compress. So that gets the air out, gets the air in.
Oh.
Okay, a couple of those. And then the last thing that we got is a downward dog. Okay. So downward dog, we're going to keep our low back in the anterior. Okay, so that's the arch of the low back. Okay, so that's why we work all this stuff, so we have good awareness. Okay, drive up. It's okay if your knees don't bend or don't straighten. Okay, I care more about your back position and your hip posture than I do your knees. Okay, then you can start to straighten out your quads, push your heels down, and then pull into the ground and breathe here. So that is a sub position for if you don't have something to pull, like if you don't have a pull-up bar, okay? So, see, David, you walk your hands back just a little bit that way. There you go, right there. So try to keep that. Bend your knees more. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. And then try to keep that back in that position as you drive up. So guys, some people are really rounding their back like this to get their legs straight. I'd rather have you even just be in this position on the floor, right here, with a good, nice back posture than be up here and have your back rounded. Okay, I want your back extended. So when in doubt, always come back to the floor, arch and tilt. Posterior and anterior tilt, and find that anterior tilt, drive up and press back. Okay. So let me look at everybody's. That looks good. JD, pull your hands closer to your knees and then press up. Now press your butt up. There you go. Now drop your head. There you go. Up there. So Chad, walk your hands closer to your knees. There you go. But bend your knees more. Now bend them. And then arch. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Drop your head. That's the position that I'm looking for. Okay. And then you can slowly start to extend those knees, but don't let your back around. Okay. All right. So that's the substitute for the dead hang. So I'm going to show you guys a dead hang. Okay, because this is one thing we're going to work a lot of is shoulder decompression work. Okay, so you can do this onto a doorknob, or you can do it on a pull-up bar, but you're just going to hang. Okay, and just let your butt joints hang, and that's going to kind of open up your chest and your shoulder. Okay, so it is 9:30 right now. 9:34. So we can go ahead and do our breathing, and then we'll do some bonus after, a bonus round if you guys have time to stay. But if you gotta go, then just get going, and whoever wants to stay can stay. Okay. Everybody good on time, or do you guys got to get going? Okay. All right. So let's just go ahead and close our eyes.
I gotta go.
Take a deep breath back in.
See you, Maggie.
Big deep breath in and out. Start to check back in. Notice how your emotions are now. Notice your thoughts. Feel into your joints where the pain was. Has it increased? Has it decreased? Has it stayed the same? Just take your breath into those points. Just make a mental note and even try to kind of make a note from where you started to where you are now. And then if anybody wants to share, you can. Otherwise, you guys are free to go if you got to get going. So. Very good. Any feedback or you feel better? Awesome, man. Yeah.
More mindful.
Yeah, more mindful. Nice. Yeah. So you good? How are you, Susan?
I'm good.
Awesome. CJ?
Yeah, just the more loose and just.
Okay. How's the back, the low back?
Good.
Is it good?
I don't feel anything right now.
Nice. How's the elbow, Maggie?
She had to leave.
Okay. How's your shoulder, JD?
It's okay. It's not much change.
Okay. Keep working, man. Okay, those are just the demo movements, but keep working, do the app, and you'll get it, all right?
Thank you.
See you later, man.
See you guys.